welcome to the first in its series of BVNK payments webinars for 2024. Really excited to have you all here today. Jordan Matthews, I would like to introduce our product manager. He's a product manager for FX and CFDs. And then myself, Jonathan Wood, I'm the commercial director for FX and CFDs. Now, you'll see we are specifically FX and CFD focused, as well as the wider industry in terms of liquidity providers, prop trading, etc. BVNK's decision to verticalize ensures that we're not just experts in our product, but we're also selling into an industry that we are fundamentally experts in. Both myself and Jordan have worked in the FX and CFD industry, and we know it inside out. I'll be covering crypto adoption trends in 2024, the who, what, where, and why. I'll be doing that for the first 15 minutes and then handing over to Jordan for the BVNK platform overview. He's going to run you through depositing cryptocurrency, withdrawing cryptocurrency, and engaging with fiat on our platform too. And then also we'll end off with what to look for in a crypto processing partner while remaining completely unbiased, of course. There's going to be a quick poll that we're going to kick things off for. You should have the answers on your screen already. So please start selecting them. What are your biggest, sorry, I also have an answer for some reason. What are your biggest challenges with crypto payments in 2024? So please send your response now. From a BVNK standpoint, we're seeing multiple issues from a client standpoint. A lot of the questions around regulation, the onset of MiCA around Europe, what's happening with that, how do you treat anti-money laundering, access to US dollar and specifically and the wider fiat are all elements of issues that our clients are facing on a daily basis that we're assisting them with. Just waiting for our answers to come up. Okay, cool. So what we can see here is that there's quite an even spread across the board, but anti-money laundering, AML concerns, receiving tainted funds. So from a crypto processing standpoint, and we'll get onto this in a later slide, we have anti-money laundering software built on the blockchain. This automatically checks the quality of your coin, and there are certain metrics put in place by the regulated firm itself, in this case BVNK. Other issues that we're seeing are the quality of my existing service provider. Maybe that's why you're joining us here today. Understanding my own regulators' appetite or tolerance for crypto. That's one big thing we also especially seeing in the onshore regulated space, the FCA, SISEC, ASIC, etc. Where are they at in terms of their appetite? And that's one thing we are also trying with our verticalization to get better clarity from a FX regulator standpoint. Moving on, as I said before, the session is around crypto adoption in 2024, the who, what, where, and why. This slide contains data that we got from specific individual and customer surveys, and you can clearly see here that crypto adoption is already established globally. The fact that crypto adoption is established globally is clear by the fact that there's a 10% adoption ratio. But what you can see, the common trend here is that all countries outside of Portugal are holding in excess of that average amount. Outside of Australia, Netherlands, and Switzerland, all of these economies are emerging economies. So we're seeing a distinct trend here where there might be aggressively devaluing currency, or geopolitical unrest, or mistrust amongst banking systems and political systems, etc. And the lack of ability to execute cross-border payments. So the average adoption ecosystem is very much that emerging market system. Moving on here, we can see that my previous statement was outweighed a little bit by the massive adoption in the North American region, the USA specifically. And what we're seeing from the USA is that the adoption there is mainly around trading as opposed to payments. So there are two separate trends from an adoption standpoint that we're looking at today. So the North American region, to reiterate that point, is specifically traders adopting cryptocurrency a lot more. And then from a global standpoint, we can see once again that emerging market ecosystem in the Latin American region, the subcontinent region with India, Southeast Asia and Asia, as well as now moving into Africa. The nice thing about this is that the big adoption and the big growth areas for FX over the coming 12 to 36 months is really that LATAM region, that Southeast Asian region, as well as into Africa with the newest regulators of South Africa and Kenya, which is hugely exciting. From the next slide, we can now see that just to clarify, the blue line with the most aggressive growth rate is the crypto line. And this slide is comparing fiat ecosystems to that of crypto. So the usage of crypto is clearly catching up to that of traditional payment methods. We can see the number of active wallets or the active users on platform for cryptocurrency has now dramatically exceeded that of PayPal and Amex, and will I believe, and BVNK believes, very quickly catch up to the likes of Visa and MasterCard, the dominant players. And especially, eventually, we're just going to see a fiat versus crypto line as opposed to drilling down into specific large dominant global fiat corporates. Crypto has created a new global payments layer. So what we're all here to listen to about today is the rise of crypto as a payment method, but more specifically is the rise now of the crypto stablecoin as a payment method. A stablecoin is, simply put, it's a coin that is stable or backed to a specific asset. The predominant stablecoins that we engage with are backed to the US dollar. So stablecoins were originally designed to bring stability to crypto, and this is more from a trading standpoint. As you can see, the early adopters were crypto traders. If you're making 50, 100, or sometimes 1,000% on a Bitcoin trade, you don't want to be holding on to that volatile asset. You want to easily be able to exit it and hold that store of value. But what transpired over the initial growth periods of crypto was a slow adoption or slow access for crypto players to fiat pairs, and then the stable coin was the logical progression. So stable coins have now found other important uses as a specific store of value. Specific storing value in countries with massively devaluing currencies, the likes of Lebanon of late, of Zimbabwe, etc. And then crypto has now also not just become a store of value, but a full-on payment method, in the sense that it can easily cross borders. It's 24/7. 365. It's got instant anti-money laundering, and the rise of crypto regulation. I've already briefly mentioned MiCA in Europe is now creating a lot more comfort and a lot more efficiency around adopting crypto as a payment method. This payments layer is now gaining traction, and this payments layer specifically being that of stablecoins. We can see that stablecoins surpass all other cryptos in terms of usage, representing in excess of 50% of blockchain technologies volumes in recent months. Now we can still see there's some level of fluctuation. We went from 30% up to around 50%, with peaks and troughs still occurring. This is once again to address the previous slide: traders entering and exiting, and also the rise of crypto prices. As crypto prices rise, you want to invest into them, so you're exiting your stable coin and you're investing into the more volatile currencies, which is why we're still seeing quite an aggressive fluctuation in terms of the overall usage. This next slide is specifically BVNK data, and it really does cement home who the dominant players are in the payments landscape from a crypto standpoint. In the last 12 months, BVNK across the board has done over 6 billion in volume as a company, and stablecoins made up 95% of our crypto pay-ins to BVNK and 90% of payouts. Now, from a pay-in and payout standpoint, we're accepting crypto pay-ins and payouts from both a C2B or consumer retail level, as well as from a business-to-business standpoint. So we're seeing the rise of retail FX companies, settling liquidity providers, payment companies, and I believe we have a few on the call today, payment companies liquidating their fiat settlements into stablecoin, the likes of USDT, settling FX providers on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So the B2B proposition is growing a lot more as corporates are adopting, and the FX ecosystem in its entirety is looking to adopt. It's the clients and the high net worth individuals, the retail traders, it's the payment companies, it's the FX retail platforms themselves, the liquidity providers, the prop trading companies. That entire ecosystem will segue very nicely into one of our future webinars where we talk about the 2B BVNK network, where there's instant settlement across businesses directly within the BVNK ecosystem, which is a really exciting product that we're launching imminently. From a drawbacks, sorry, I missed the slide. In terms of driving adoption and crypto and stable coins for payments, the adoption from a consumer standpoint initially was the young tech savvy traders. The young tech savvy traders, we saw those guys. They were the initial people buying Bitcoin. I mean, two pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin back in the early 2010s. That has now adopted, as we addressed by the country adoption slide, to first have experiences of devaluing local currencies and a loss of purchasing power. The last thing I want to do is wake up tomorrow morning and see that my entire fiat holding of my life, my savings has dissipated into zero. Not saying move all your cryptocurrency into all your fiat into cryptocurrency, but it's a great diversifying investment, which is why we're seeing adoption amongst consumers. And then the lack of trust of traditional banking systems has also resulted in this. And it's not just the lack of trust, but the slow and laborious nature of the old school fiat networks. As a result of the big consumer adoption, we've now seen that affect businesses and say, well, if the consumers are holding cryptocurrency, why am I not adopting cryptocurrency as a payment method or a deposit method within my company? And as the more businesses adopt that, they're wanting to settle and engage with each other with that stable coin too. So regulation is also now coming to a fore. And with regulation, there becomes a lot more surety from a business standpoint, especially regulated financial businesses such as FX businesses, payments businesses, etc. And then with the recent rise in remote working and the recent rise in 24/7 companies that never really sleep, the old school 8 to 5 fiat payment rails and shut on the weekends is not quite good enough. You want that instant 24/7 settlement that the blockchain gives you. Now, this is the last slide before I hand over to Jordan to run through a product demo. I just wanted to address some of the drawbacks of stablecoin payments. Now, there's a mixed regulatory picture, but with regions like Europe, regions like the UK with the FCA, Australia with ASIC and Austrec, even the UAE as an emerging market, we can see the adoption ratio in the UAE is significant. They've got two separate crypto regulators in Abu Dhabi and Dubai now, and doing a lot for that emerging market economy to put more faith back into the put faith into the regulators to properly oversee that crypto ecosystem. Gas fees being high. Gas fees being high is hugely problematic, or was, but the adoption of new networks, so ERC20 Ethereum, has now been mostly replaced in terms of that payment ecosystem by networks like Tron, networks like Binance and TRC20, BEP20, etc. Also, off-ramping can be inefficient. From an access to fiat standpoint, most crypto companies specifically are just virtual asset companies or virtual asset license VASPs. This means that there's not a bolt-on or access to different fiat financial licenses within our ecosystem. And this has historically been very much a sticking point in terms of getting access to banking across Euro, GBP, US dollar for first-party settlement, and then access to virtual IBANs, named virtual IBANs, which has allowed you to attach a bank account onto your regulated crypto ecosystem. And then also depegging risk. Now, depegging of stable coins specifically, it has happened in the past. But from a depegging perspective, it's never been more than a few basis points down, and that depeg has resolved itself within just a couple of days. What the onset of more aggressive regulation in the space, better regulation rather in the space, is that regulators like MiCA will look to actively solve the risk of depegging. And now, without further ado, and please also once again post your questions in the Q&A on the webinar. They're available to you, and we'll jump into a Q&A session. But yeah, without further ado, Jordan Matthews for the BVNK platform overview.
Thank you for that great introduction, Jono. Hi there, everyone. I am Jordan Matthews, the head of product for FX and CFD at BVNK. And as Jono previously mentioned, I too have spent several years working in the FX industry. So I feel I can relate to some of your pain points. And today I hope to show you how I can solve as many of those as possible. So as Jono touched on before, I'm going to show you today how you can receive crypto deposits from your customers in your platform. And I'm also going to show how, if you choose to, you can auto convert these into USD before then very conveniently settling these into your own bank accounts, all on the BVNK platform. As well as this, I'll also show you separately how your customers can withdraw your funds on your platform with these, again, all powered by BVNK. So for the first part of this demo, I'm going to represent myself as one of your clients. So I'm going to take Joe, and we're going to use a theoretical platform, Nextchange FX. So imagine this is your platform. So let's see how one might make and accept crypto deposits. So this is your platform, and today I want to deposit 1,000 USD. So I click through here to deposit. And because your company has seamlessly integrated with BVNK, you have the option here to have a deposit function of cryptocurrencies. So you can do this in various types of cryptos or stable coins. So I'm going to walk through myself doing this as if I was your customer. So I want to go in, as I said, and today I feel like depositing 1K USD. Great. So then I go through to continue. And now we see I'm hit with a plethora of choices of stable coins and cryptocurrencies. Again, as I explained, all of these payments are secured and powered by the infrastructure of BVNK. I myself, I want to use USDT in this example and use the Tether network. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to hit confirm. And then the great thing is that I can go to my personal wallet on my mobile, and I can essentially use the QR code system, which is again all provided and helped infrastructure by BVNK. Or if I'm not that interested in using QR code, I can then just insert my wallet details. So as you can see now, I have been able to start trading, and I have deposited the amount. But then equally so, then we can go in and we can see that money has now been processed in the BVNK platform. So it's all very simple and easy for me to see in my wallet. Great. And there is that money landed. So then after I've been able to do this, what I can then do is then I can go back in, and it's now possible for me to choose how I can push this money around. So as you can see, this is an example of BVNK's platform. So now I'm in the perspective of you as the company. And for you as the company, what you can do here is you can push your money, or you can go into our different virtual accounts. So the great thing is that you can have named virtual accounts in USD, but you can also have this option to use virtual accounts in Euro or in GBP. So this could be necessary for how you want to segregate your payment flows. That's great. But besides this, you might also, we showed the example here of you converting into and how you used the USD, but maybe you want to keep it in crypto. That's absolutely fine as well, because what you can do then here is go into your crypto wallets and also then receive funds there, or add a new type of wallet. As we showed from previously, there's a range of stablecoins and cryptocurrencies that you can use with BVNK. And now you might be asking yourself, well, what type of rails does BVNK support for me? Well, we did show from the example that there is a range of crypto networks that you can use, but equally so, in the fiat world, it's possible for you to use Swift payments, and then it's also possible for you to use local payment rails such as SEPA Instant for Euro payments, and then also faster payments and CHAPS for when you're using Great British pounds. Amazing. So now let's take another scenario. So we're going back to Joe again, our favorite guy. So now Joe actually wants to withdraw the cryptocurrency from your platform. Unfortunately, he's done with trading for today, and he wants to see his money out. Nothing we like to hear, but it does happen. So now we're going to continue through. And as going back to the example, we now have that 1,000 from before, right? So now I'm going to click on withdraw. So think of it in the opposite direction. So again, because the theoretical company we're using here, which could be your company in real life, has seamlessly integrated with our API at BVNK, they're able to connect there to cryptocurrency. And then today, actually, I'm going to only withdraw 500. So I keep 500 left over in your platform. So I go through here, I go to cryptocurrency. Again, I'm favoring the Tether network, and I'm going to use, so I'm going to go with the USDT again. Amazing for me. So I'm going to go through like this. And so here I would just put the wallet that I want to receive in, right? So I go through here, I confirm, and just like that, your client can then receive their funds. So then if you go into your own platform, so if you go into your own account again, you'll see those funds have left from your BVNK platform. And just like that, you are able to satisfy your customers and give them a really good customer experience, because they've been able to deposit funds, and they've also been able to then withdraw funds. So that's all very interesting in terms of what the functionality can do from end to end. So on top of that, there are different features within this platform, which from my experience, being on your side of the problem, i.e. being a product manager at an FX company, looking for integrating banking infrastructure partners such as BVNK, I always ask, well, that's great, but what else can you do? Like, what is really exciting? How are you going to satisfy me all of my needs in terms of how you can fix the payments? So the other thing that is really cool is very focused on the financial reporting and recon purposes. So here it's possible for you to do very explicit types of exporting of transactions, be that both for your crypto or slash stablecoin, or be that for your fiat. And then we can export those reports. You can have recurring methods of getting those reports, all very nice and useful for your finance team. And then the next feature, which I find very interesting to talk about, is about mass payouts. And it kind of, as the name suggests, it's the ability to make payments on mass. So essentially here, it's possible for you to make crypto or fiat mass payouts. And here you can, for example, I want to pay 100 different crypto wallets at the same time. I do not have time to sit there and type in 100 different wallet addresses one by one, complete the payment. So here we have the ability to do that all with a few clicks of the button. And same can go for different fiat currencies. Amazing. And then finally, one that I found from experience has been very used in the industry of FX and CFDs is bespoke payment approvals. So Dono previously touched on this a bit about how he talked about how we live in a very remote world of work, and the dynamics of work is kind of changed for a lot of people, let's say. So here is what's really nice is that you can put really good risk controls into your business. And what I mean by that is that I can have different levels of permissions for different people in my business. For example, you might have a payops analyst, or you might have a head of department, or you might have the CEO, or whoever you want in that chain of your business. And they're going to have different levels of permission, most likely in terms of money they can sign off, money they can pay out, etc. And with these bespoke approvals, you can measure those and put those restraints in place as and freely you want to. So yeah, that brings me to the end of today's product demo. But as always, I'm always happy to speak more to customers, join customer calls, really engage in how we can solve for your pain points. But without further ado, I will now hand back over to John O, where he will discuss what to look for in a crypto partner. And as always, please feel free to fire any product-related questions into the Q&A section, and I'll be sure and happy to answer them at the end of the session. Thanks for your time, Jordan Matthews.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Jordan. That was a fantastic demo, and as Jordan mentioned, please do reach out to him for a deeper dive, should you so wish. This is only going to be one slide, so just a quick reminder that if you have any questions for us, please to pop them through. If you think about any questions afterwards, you've got our email addresses, LinkedIn's, Telegrams, etc. So feel free to get in touch. What should you expect in 2024 from your crypto payments partner? First of all, from a licensing standpoint, we've been very, very we've been drilling the point hard today around licensing and deep partnerships within fiat and crypto. Micah, we had our home, and we've got our home in the UK with the FCA, but we've been European and UK regulated for an extensive amount of time now. So that's why we harp on about it a bit. But that is really one of the apex regulators that is driving normalization and standardization across crypto and crypto payments. So this is one big focus area for you as a consumer of crypto payments. A strong balance sheet. So clients that have or partners rather that have raised a small amount of money might not be profitable, are offering a lot of services, but it's not really clear where they're getting their revenues from. This does make liquidity a lot more expensive. It also reduces the ability to invest in regulation, to invest in strong legal, invest in infrastructure. So BVNK raising 40 million US dollars, has invested over half of that just in licensing and tech stack. So it's an extremely important to know that a strong investment has gone into the areas that need to protect you. A flexible and scalable payment suite, a full suite scalable payment suite. So crypto payments isn't just a payment in, it's a payment out. It's the ability to have an entire full stack of solutions that can be augmented and bespoke, put together in a bespoke manner that will best service you and your client. A startup company is not the same as a properly established company, and even the properly established companies have different appetites, different requirements, different regions, different types of clients. Robust security. ISO 27001 is something that BVNK specifically holds dear, but is a strong requirement within a crypto payments partner. And robust security also flows out of just that IT standard security, where you're looking at an audit, for example. Does your regulated financial institution have regular audits, not just from their regulators, but from external auditors, looking at the specific controls within the company? And also, do they have a team of internal auditors that are constantly checking the robustness of those controls? Reliable service. This should never stop after the sales process. How is your account managed? How are you supported? How actively is product? Looking at Jordan here, looking at your industry and building a best fit product, and then also proven AML controls. As we've mentioned already, chain analysis and AML in the crypto and blockchain industry is built for instant checking, and because of the regulation of that partner, they would have stringent controls around the AML process and stringent controls around any RFIs, etc., that come into the organization. So Jordan and I will now move on to the Q&A, and we've got a few questions that are being pushed through to us. So let's just have a look here. What licenses do you hold that allow you to offer both fiat and crypto capabilities in a single platform? BVNK in its infancy really saw that fiat was going to become a strong component of the crypto ecosystem and on-ramping and off-ramping. Therefore, we made a very early decision to go out and find EMI licenses. We're a SEA regulated EMI, we're a Maltese regulated EMI, so that covers us both from a global standpoint and UK standpoint, and then specifically from a European standpoint. So we do offer that access to US dollar, euro, GBP, and then the virtual asset licensing ecosystem. Our apex VASP at the moment is the Spanish VASP, but there is a standardization. So we will be looking to that Spanish VASP will be looking to ensure that there's compliance across the board with MiCA as it's adopted. So we've got both the virtual asset and the EMI licenses, allowing both sides of the fence to be covered in terms of crypto and fiat. Moving on, and I think this is a Jordan question. How are you planning to comply with the travel rule? Jordan, do you want to take us away on that one?
Yeah, sure. So we're actually already proactively working on a project around this. So there will be some public docs that we will publish on this, but we aim to preempt this and be ready to go from the end of this year, start of next year. So we're ahead. But yeah, expect to see some publicly posted docs about specifically how we'll combat this in the coming months.
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you, Jordan. So from a question standpoint, I do see we are running out of time. So we've just got two more, but just so you are satisfied if your question wasn't answered, we will be publishing these posts via email, and ensuring that all the answers are there for you. I'm going to hand over to Jordan for one more question. In terms of the deposit addresses, is each crypto deposit sent to a unique a crypto deposit address in case the AML related issues for client transfers that can be isolated.
Yes, so the concept here is like was suggested. It's context dependent, but yes, it is unique for deposits, like per on the book. So if I was sending from a personal address to a BVNK account, it's about specifically where I'm sending to BVNK, so it's unique in that sense. And then therefore, let's say if the person sending it to you had some kind of AML, they were sanctioned individual or something like this, it does isolate the transaction to them. So in theory, it shouldn't like freeze all your accounts or anything like this. But it is also a context dependent situation, case by case. But again, we can share more documents on how our exact process works, because we do have a whole help center article about that specific topic.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jordan. So also just to add on to that, the BVNK ecosystem allows for bespoke settings to really fit your businesses. So we've got workflows that are best fit for accepting coin in from high net worth depositors, large deposits, API enabled retail deposits. So to speak to Jordan's point, it is the simple answer is yes, but there's a lot more complexity in, because we accommodate so many different scenarios within the within the company. So just my last question: what is your support model? So once sales is out of your hair, thankfully out of your hair in most cases, you move on to being supported actively by a few separate ecosystems. You've got a customer success management ecosystem that is your complex support ecosystem. So when you've got complex support cases coming through, that's a specific allocated customer success manager, and they also assist the account manager. The account manager is really there to make sure that we best understand your business, specifically how the BVNK product best fits in, whether you're happy with our service, pushing your feedback into teams like Jordan to ensure that we're building and continuing to maintain products that are best fit for your industry. And then we've got 24/5 support at the moment, looking to grow that out into 24/7. So we've got an active support team that are online and ready to assist you at all hours, which is extremely exciting. But before we leave, I just want to just remind everybody about the part 2 of our webinar and our payments masterclass series. Very much looking forward to having you all attend the second and third webinars in the series. So that link will be coming to you imminently, and yeah, please do sign up. Please do share it with your colleagues and anyone else that may be interested in just learning or speaking to BVNK in general. But thank you all so much, and you particularly, Jordan, and then everybody behind the scenes from a BVNK standpoint, but also just like to thank everyone who put in the massive time and effort for the company today. So thank you, everybody, and most of all the attendees. Thank you, guys.